Hello everybody, this is Jackson James and this is The Whistle here on All Jacked Up Sports, the weekly news show about all things sports. So let's hop into it, shall we? So my first segment of today is Power Surge, basically my top 10 teams in the NFL right now. So, at number 10, I have the Los Angeles Chargers. Now why do I have the Chargers, you may ask? Well, you got Justin Herbert firing on all cylinders, like in his last game against the Chiefs, balled out, and they should have won that game. The reason I have them at 10 and not any lower is just because you can't trust them. They went for fourth down numerous times and just didn't get it. So for me, that's just, they got to get those small yardage conversions. And if they can't do that, I can't put them any higher. Now, a team I do trust to get those small yardage plays is at my number 9 spot, the 49ers. How fitting. The reason why I have the 49ers is because they are just a well-oriented team, much rather than the Chargers. You got Jimmy Garoppolo, who is definitely on the lower tier in terms of quarterbacks compared to Justin Herbert, but you got a better coach in my opinion, you got a better defensive line, you got a better defense as a whole. So that's why I have the 49ers, and they're heating up and they're very under the radar. Next, I have the Cardinals. They are falling fast, just losing against the Lions. You know, with DeAndre Hopkins out, if he goes out during the playoffs, I don't know if this team can win a game. Number 7, I have the Rams. Just recently beat the Cardinals, and now they are going to play Seattle here on Tuesday night. It's Matthew Stafford playing at MVP level, and it's just so easy to tell. The ball comes effortlessly out of his hands. With Matt Stafford playing like that, the possibilities are endless for the Rams. At number 6, I have the Patriots. Now, the Patriots were on fire, and they just got humbled by the Colts. Mac Jones was kind of exposed. I don't really know what went into that. Maybe you just got to get pressure on the guy. He looked pretty effortless against some pretty good competition this season, so it was shocking to see him struggle like he did against the Colts. At number 5, I have the Colts, just beating the Patriots, and absolutely their run game's insane. Carson Wentz is playing good enough football for them to win games, so that's why I have them at 4. Or at 5. At 4, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, they just got absolutely slapped in the face by the New Orleans Saints, and it was just shocking to see, shocking to watch. I would have took the Bucks and the points minus 11.5, but clearly all that was just completely wrong. Saints came out and just had a better game plan and completely shut down Tom Brady for the first time in like 200-ish days. At number 3, it's maybe a little biased, but I have the Cowboys. Now the reason I have the Cowboys is because their defense is the hottest defense in the league. They generated like 4+ turnovers in 3 straight games. If you can take the ball away twice in a playoff game, you will most likely win that playoff game. Now, their offense is definitely a little struggling and definitely a little shocking just to see how good they were in the beginning of the season. But if you look at this team at full strength with Tyron Smith coming back, the possibilities for this team are just everywhere. They could either be really good or really bad. But right now I have them at 3. At number 2, I have the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes is back to how he's playing. The whole team, the defense. Obviously, they gave up 28 points to the Chargers, but before that, they were shutting down offenses. So right now, the Chiefs, I would put money on them to win the Super Bowl right now. But there's no better team than the Packers. The Packers are just one of the best teams right now. Aaron Rodgers looks unstoppable. He's probably going to win the MVP. And I just don't want to say any much because I hate the Packers with a burning passion. But that is biased. So that's why they're number 1. Now moving on to the news this week in front page football. Our first headline is Chris Godwin tore his ACL in the loss to the Saints last week. And Mike Evans got hurt as well by straining his hamstring. He's week to week, but Chris Godwin is done for the year, and I think that really hurts the Tampa Bay offense. Now you might say Mike Evans is the better receiver, but Chris Godwin got those yards. Now obviously Antonio Brown's going to come back. But if you saw that game against the Saints, the Buccaneers looked completely out of sorts. They were just not the typical offense. So I think this loss can mean big in terms of playoffs. The New York Giants shut down Daniel Jones for the rest of the season due to his neck injury. Now, for the Giants, season's over, right? But this has big implications for next season. Do they re-sign Daniel Jones, or do they find another quarterback in the draft or free agency? Free agency, I don't know if there's any other QB, so they might have to go to the draft. I don't know what you want to do. I think you fire Joe Judge, hire a new coach, and see what the new coach wants to do. On to our third headline, Dallas Cowboys take serious control of the NFC East with win over Giants, but their offense continues to struggle to score touchdowns. So the Cowboys are a very confusing team right now. Really good defense, really struggling offense. I think it's way easier to fix an offense than defense. So get Tyron Smith back. They could get back on track, but even with him, it was still a little struggling. So it'll be interesting to see how Mike McCarthy gets their team back in sorts. COVID has taken over the NFL. It's moved 3 games to a later date. Cleveland, Las Vegas, Philadelphia, Washington, and Seattle versus Los Angeles Rams. I think the NFL is really covering these games pretty well, actually, moving them to as late as Tuesday, which I think fits because it's more football for everybody to watch. So I think the NFL is covering or taking control of everything very well. So it'll be interesting to see what happens come playoff time. Now moving on to my report card for this week's NFL games. I've given teams an A, a B, a C, a D, and an F for their performance this Sunday. So, for my A teams, I gave it to the Saints, Colts, Lions, and 49ers. Saints walloping the Bucks on the road, defending Super Bowl champs. That's an A for me. Colts absolutely shocked the Patriots. Just completely humbled them, I think. Daniel Jones looked really vulnerable. That's an A for the Colts. Lions beat the Cardinals. No one believed how they did it. And they did it in actually really good fashion. They kind of crushed them. Kind of shocking for the Cardinals, but good job, Lions. Any win for the Lions is an A+. And then the 49ers. Falcons coming to town. Everyone's keep looking. This is not really for this game. It's just more for what they're on right now. I think they're on a really good run, and they could easily make some trouble in the playoffs. So that's why I'm giving them an A. My B teams, the Cowboys, Steelers, Packers, and Ravens. Cowboys won, divisional rival on the road. You got to give them a B. Offense still struggling, but they need to get back on track for them to get an A next week. Steelers beating the Titans in the fashion that they do, defensive battle. They looked really good for like the second quarter and third quarter, but their first and fourth were kind of just like, wait, what happened? And the Ravens, yeah, obviously they had backup quarterback at home against a really good Packers team, but you just kick the field goal, kick the extra point. I'm tired of seeing them fail for 2-point conversions. Now for my C teams, you got the Chiefs, Texans, Dolphins, Bengals, and Broncos. Chiefs beat the Chargers on the road, really good win, but they let their foot off the gas pedal. They got to continue to do that. They gotta push it. They got to play to their maximum potential. Texans, you beat the Jaguars. I mean, nothing special about that. Dolphins, you beat the Jets. I mean, Bengals, you played the Broncos, but you scored 15 points. I know, I get it's on the road, I get it's Mile High, and then you ended up playing like a backup quarterback for the rest of the game after Teddy Bridgewater went down with an injury. You gotta have to score at least 20 points in that situation. And then the Broncos, obviously losing Teddy Bridgewater was really harmful to their chances of winning. They kept it close. Drew Lock threw a touchdown. Now moving on to my D teams, I got the Patriots, Titans, Jaguars, Jets, Falcons. Patriots, you just dropped like a goose egg. Like, that was just a bad performance. You almost came back, but you didn't. Titans, you gotta play better against the Steelers, my guy. You just gotta. Like, that was just bad. You need Derrick Henry back badly. Jags, I mean, you're the Jags. Jets, you're the Jets. Falcons, you could have done something against the 49ers. It was kind of close to begin with, and then kind of got smushed. And then my F teams, Buccaneers, Giants, Cardinals. Bucks, obvious, got shut out at home. That's an automatic F. Cardinals getting beat by the Lions. But the Giants, the reason why I have the Giants is you're 4-9, playing a divisional rival at home. Why don't you start Jake Fromm? He looked way better, obvious garbage time, but he looked way better than Mike Glennon. And you think Mike Glennon's going to help you win a game? That's just Joe Judge trying to catch his job, and that's why Joe Judge gets an F. And that is my report card. Now moving on to our last segment of today, Playground Talk, where I describe NFL games in elementary lingo. Chiefs Chargers, 2 kids showing off who can kick the ball the furthest. Comes down to a coin flip. Patriots Colts, the smart kid finally fails a test. Titans Steelers, the chess club tries to run the pacer. It doesn't end well. Panthers Bills, the kid who moved away just moved back and nobody likes him. Texans Jaguars, the 2 kids picked last for dodgeball end up getting hit in the face twice in a row. Cowboys Giants, the bully tells little Johnny why he shouldn't get his hopes up just because this year is different. Cardinals Lions, the nerd finally beats the bully. Jets Dolphins, the outcast might finally be on his way back to the cool group. Bengals Broncos, I didn't watch it. Falcons 49ers, the smart kid finally gets the questions right after his teacher has ignored him for 2 straight months. Packers Ravens, when there's that one kid in school who's always late to lunch and he finally missed out on a meal. And lastly, Saints Bucks, the bully got punched in the face by the former bully. And that has been Playground Talk. Well, I want to thank you all for watching. This was obviously the first episode of The Whistle. We're seeing how things work, so make sure to like and subscribe to see following episodes. The goal is to post these every Tuesday, Thursday. Tuesday is more of a recap from the prior week, while Thursday looks ahead to the oncoming week. Make sure to follow all of my socials, All Jacked Up Sports, on Twitter for game reactions and updates on my upload schedule. Make sure to subscribe to All Jacked Up. That's the main channel, and we'll be uploading numerous stuff on there. Make sure to follow on Instagram, AJU Official and All Jacked Up Sports. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your day.